This video is about to completely change your relationship with money management in your business. No more feeling stressed, overwhelmed, or confused about where your profits are going, how to plan for taxes, bank accounts, credit cards, how to plan for expenses, how to pay yourself from your business. We are about to cover all of that and so much more. We so often focus on how to bring in more money, how to make more money, but we don't take enough time to learn how to manage the money that we are making. And proof that that's a separate set of skills is just look at how many celebrities we know that make millions of dollars, more than we can fathom, and they end up going broke or bankrupt. Their problem wasn't that they couldn't make money, they made plenty. It was that they didn't know how to manage the money that they were making. It's even more important if you're an entrepreneur running a business or thinking about starting your own business, because as opposed to working for a company, there's no longer anyone that's paying a portion of your taxes, allocating part of your paycheck into savings or your 401k for you. There's no financial, payroll, legal team that's handling all of those things. It is now just on you. But fear not, because I got you. Based on the comments I've been getting on my recent videos, I realized that money management in your business is something that you guys want to talk about. So we're about to talk about it. I decided to do a whole series on tips and how-tos for running your business. We're gonna call it Learn with Arctic Sun. And last but not least, I am not a financial or tax expert. I've been running an art business for over 10 years on the side of my engineering career, and I just happen to be one of those geeks that's always been good with money and numbers, and I enjoy getting in the details of my personal finances and my business finances, and I'm just grateful for the opportunity to be able to share knowledge and help someone else. So let's get started. So the main topic we're about to discuss is how to keep your business and personal income and expenses completely separate. There's 3 approaches to separating your business and your personal cash flow. There's so many people that will tell you that there's only one correct, perfect textbook way to go about running a business, starting a business, and all of these things, but it's just not true. The reality is we are all different people, we are on different journeys, and we will run our business in different ways, and that is okay. Approach number 1 is to legally file for your business. This is the most textbook correct way to go about separating your business from yourself. Here are the quick steps. Step number 1, you figure out what kind of business structure you want to have, whether it's an LLC or a corporation. Step number 2, you register your business with the state. This means filing all the necessary paperwork. This typically includes an operating agreement, articles of organization, and a couple other necessary documents. The easiest way to register your business is online, especially if you're using a third party that you obviously got to pay a little bit more for, but especially if you're using a third party to basically do the filing for you. Step number 3 is obtain an EIN. That's an employee identification number that you obtain from the IRS. This is a unique identifier used for tax purposes, and you use your EIN to open up all these accounts and your cards. Your EIN number, or your EIN. My daddy talk about me every time I say EIN number because the N is number. He's like, oh, if you're gonna be talking about business, you need to make it sound like you know what you're talking about. Anyways, so step number 4, you open your business bank accounts or your business credit card. This is when you take your EIN and all your necessary paperwork, all the paperwork that you just got from the formal registration of your business, and you take it to the bank or on your online application and you create a bank account or get a credit card. So this approach, again, is the most correct way to do it, so it's gonna have the most pros. Pro number 1, and the most important one, is it provides liability protection. That means that you are legally separating your personal assets from your business when you legally file for your business. This means your personal assets, like your home, your car, the cash in your personal bank accounts, is protected from any business debts and liabilities. If your business incurs debts, if your business, God forbid, is sued, they can't go after, or creditors can't go after your personal assets to get that money. Pro number 2 is it builds, that's 4. Pro number 2 is it builds credit for your business. So when you legally file for your business, you are starting credit history and opening up a credit line for your business. So in the future, if you want to borrow money for your business, like getting a business loan, you have history of hopefully good credit in your business. An EIN is similar to a social security number, but for your business. So you're basically starting a business credit profile under that EIN. And businesses with strong credit history can get some perks like applying for loans at lower interest rates or applying for credit cards with higher credit limits, and that obviously can help you with some financial growth down the line. And building credit with your business builds trust and credibility with lenders and potential partners down the road. Pro number 3 is it simplifies the tax process because your personal income and expenses and business income and expenses are actually legally separated, which just makes it easier to do taxes, which like is a blessing. And pro number 4, one of my personal favorites, is so professional. Like you get the credit cards and the bank accounts and the debit cards or whatever that actually has like your business, LLC, what have you. It has your business name on it. I be feeling so hot when I whip out a card that's like Ardex Sun, LLC on it. Like it just is very nice and professional. So cons for this approach, I would say the only cons for this approach are really in the beginning of actually doing the filing. Once it's filed, once you've legally made your business, I don't really see any cons there. But cons in the beginning are, it does require more paperwork, it does require more fees, it does cost like a couple $100s to legally file for your business, and it is more time consuming. So if you're just trying to like pop out and and so if you're just trying to pop out with your business and get started right away, you're not going to just be able to flip that switch overnight if you are going with the approach of legally filing for your business. Pop out and show. Say Drake. Also, one other con is, this is a for real approach. If you are not sure about your business yet, if you're not sure about your business name, if you're not sure about your business idea, if you are still experimenting, testing things out, seeing what sticks, I would wait to do all of that filing and paperwork and pay all those fees if you're not sure if your current business idea is one that you want to run with in the long term. And approach number 2 is using a DBA or doing business as. Watch your mouth. So quick steps for using a DBA. Step number 1, you choose a name that's not already in use. Step number 2, you register your DBA with your state or county. Registering for your DBA does not have as much paperwork or fees as legally filing for your business does. There'll probably be a small fee, but not as much. So what a DBA is, it stands for doing business as. Sometimes it's also referred to as a fictitious name or a trade name, but it allows a person to conduct business under a name other than their legal name. So it allows a person to create a separate business brand or identity without creating a separate legal entity. Step number 3, you can obtain an EIN when using a DBA, but it doesn't have those extra added benefits of separating your personal assets from your business, because remember, you are not creating a legal separate entity when you're using a DBA. Using a DBA is the same as a sole proprietorship, where business is owned and operated by one individual, and there's no legal distinction between the owner and the business itself. So using a DBA means that your business is a sole proprietorship business with a DBA or with doing business as. So basically, like my name is Sunshine Jackson. If I got a DBA, I would be Sunshine Jackson doing business as Ardex Sun. But you see how the two are overlapped, they still join at the hip. And then step number 4, you open up your bank accounts or your credit cards with your EIN if you obtain one, or your social security number if you did not obtain an EIN, and the paperwork that you received from your DBA registration. So pros and cons of a DBA. Pro number 1 is a DBA is less cost, less time consuming, and less paperwork than filing for an LLC or corporation. Pro number 2 is you can still open up those accounts and those credit cards with the DBA name. So the card that you receive will still have your business on it. Of course, it wouldn't say like LLC on it because it's not an LLC, but it would still say Ardex Sun. Pro number 2 is it allows you to use the business name formally. So also when you open up accounts and cards under your DBA, your cards and your accounts will still say your business name on it. Con number 1 is it does not provide liability protection. So there's no legal separation between you and your business, so your personal assets are not protected. Your DBA business gets sued, you are getting sued. Con number 2, you are not building business credit because again, you have not legally created a new business, so your credit activities are tied to your personal credit. So if you get a loan for your DBA business, you are having to get a loan under your personal name. Which leads to con number 3 is you're limited to the reputation and the credit of the individual owner. Because there's no legal distinction between you and your business, you can only go as far as your personal credit will let you. I say another pro of using a DBA, depending on what stage you're in your business, is it is less commitment. So if you are still in that stage of experimenting with different names, different ideas, getting your business idea figured out, forming a DBA is much easier and much less of a commitment than legally filing for your business. Last but not least, approach number 3. So approach number 3, fair warning, is the least correct way to go about it. But full transparency, it is the way that I manage finances in my business for the majority of the time where I've been running my art business. It wasn't until more recently where I legally filed for my business. So approach number 3 is using your personal accounts and cards, but exclusively for business purposes only. So that just means you just walk your happy ass to the bank and open up a new bank account under your name, open up a new checking, savings account under your name. It's not gonna have your business name anywhere on it. You open up a new credit card online under your name, and you just know in your head, in your hearts of hearts, that you are only using these accounts and these cards for business purposes only. There's no legal distinction, there's no name distinction, there's no brand, business name distinction. It's got your name on all of the accounts, but you have a mental separation of which ones you know you use for your personal and which ones you know you use for your business. I told you it ain't the best approach, but it will get you organized. So pros and cons. Pros is quick and easy, no extra paperwork or fees, and you can do that immediately. The cons are more obvious, granted. There's no legal separation between you and your business. There's no name, formal name, or brand separation between you and your business. It does not build business credit. And this is probably the most complicated option for tax time, because even if you know that you're only using certain accounts for business and certain accounts for personal, it still gets mixed and mingled for tax time. Okay, so now that we've discussed the different approaches to going about opening up business accounts and business cards, so step number 1 is figuring out which approach you're using. Number 1, legally filing for your business. Number 2, using a DBA. Number 3, using personal accounts and cards and just using them exclusively for business purposes only. Figure out which approach you're using, and now moving forward, when I say business accounts, business checking accounts, business savings accounts, business credit card, I am referring to whichever approach you chose, and you know how you're going about it. Moving forward. So pro tip, no matter which approach you're using, is use an accounting software or app that helps you manage your finances for you. There are so many apps that categorize your income and expenses, business or personal. It allows you to see exactly what you're spending, exactly what you're making, what's going where, and it allows you to keep really clear records. I used to use Mint until Mint shut down, which was the craziest freaking thing in the entire world. I could not believe it. I just could not believe it. I'm not even going to talk about that because it breaks my heart. Mint was everything to me. But anyways, I used to use Mint. So now I use Monarch. And it's been good so far. It ain't Mint, but it's been good. This ain't sponsored or nothing, unfortunately. But yeah, I can go into more detail later on how to use apps and softwares like that to help you manage your finances. That sounded funny. But one of the main things that I like about it is the ability to categorize my income and expenses, again, for business and for personal use. So if I'm shopping on my personal credit card, everything that I'm spending at Shein or Fashion Nova or Macy's is being filed and categorized as clothing spending. Everything I'm spending at fast food is being categorized as fast food. Everything I'm spending at restaurants and bars is being categorized as restaurant and bars. And it gives you a very clear picture of, okay, you spent 46% on this category. You spent this amount of money on this category. And it does the same thing for your business. It auto categorizes your expenses and your income, and then you can go into the details of it and make your own categories as well. So if I'm using Printify or Printful to fulfill some of my print-on-demand apparel orders, I can go into the system and make any expenses spent on those websites categorized as inventory. If it auto categorizes my business spending at Canon.com as technology or shopping, I can change it so that any spending at Canon goes for business equipment, because I know that's what it's being used for. And it's just super helpful. And you can do the same thing with your income. Deposits from my day job were categorized as my engineering salary. Deposits from my Shopify store were categorized as my business revenue or my business income. You can customize it any way that you like, but it is top tier. I said I wasn't gonna go into it, and then I went into it. If you ain't using it, it is so useful, especially for tax time, because when you do your business taxes, you actually aren't just saying like, okay, I spent $40,000 on my business. You're breaking down the categories of what you spent. So I spent $1,000 on marketing. I spent $2,000 on inventory. I spent $4,000 on art supplies. So categorizing your income and your expenses like that in a system, especially if you check it regularly a couple times a month, or at least once a month, and make sure that all your categories are in line, it makes doing taxes so easy. Anyways, that was not part of the agenda. That was a bonus. I'm hungry. It's itchy. Y'all get allergy shots? I started getting allergy shots. So if I just start scratching, don't judge me. Just kidding. I'll cut that out. Step number 2 is have at least 2 checking bank accounts. You need one checking account that's for personal use only, personal income, personal expenses, that does not touch the business at all. And you need one checking account that's for business use, business income and expenses only. The plus side of opening bank accounts is it does not affect your credit score. You can go to the bank, open up 4 checking accounts, 6 savings accounts tomorrow. Whether you're using your personal or your business credit, you can open up as many accounts as you want. You probably want to have a strategy, but anyways. But yes. And in a second, I'm gonna draw y'all a diagram on how all these things are going to work together. So we're working towards that. Alright. Pro tip, if you use PayPal, do the same thing. You should have a personal PayPal account and a business PayPal account. If you are buying a purse for yourself online, that ain't got nothing to do with your business, you need to use your personal PayPal account to buy it. But if you have an option on your store that allows your customers to check out using PayPal, which you probably should, you should have a separate business PayPal account that only deals with business income. And then you transfer money from your business PayPal account into your business checkings account so that it's all together and all your money for your business is in one place. Also, if you are working a day job or a part-time job that's not associated with your business, your income from your day job or your part-time job needs to deposit into your personal checkings account. Your income and your revenue from your business needs to deposit into your business checking account. Step number 3 is have at least 2 credit cards. You should have at least 1 credit card for personal use and at least 1 credit card for business use. All of your personal spending, groceries, Target, Walmart, buying yourself a new bag, a new pair of shoes, all of that goes on your personal credit card. And all of your business spending goes onto your business credit card. Spending on your website subscriptions, spending on subscriptions that you use for video editing, spending on your art supplies if you're an artist like me. Spending on your office supplies or your business supplies, spending on your business equipment, buying yourself a new MacBook, all of that needs to go on your business credit card. We're gonna go over business expenses a little bit more later, but right now, all your personal spending, personal credit card, all your business spending, business credit card, and then we are using our business checking account to pay for our business credit card. We are using our personal checking account to pay off our personal credit card. You do not use your personal account to pay for your business card. You do not use your business account to pay for your personal credit card. This is to keep it clean. This is for tax purposes. This is for liability protection. This is so you can know where your money is and where it's going and how much you have. When we are not aware of how much we're spending and how much we're really making, we're not able to make the best financial decisions for our business. We're probably overspending. We're probably not making enough profit. We probably just don't know what the hell is going on because we don't know what our numbers are. And step number 4 is have at least 2 savings accounts. 1 for personal use, 1 for business use. Are we seeing a trend here? But this is where it gets so fun. So your business savings account is what we're using to set aside 30% of our income from our business for taxes. Yes, for taxes. Hang his head in shame. And opening a savings account is the same as a checkings account where it does not hurt your credit at all, personal or business. And I think that you should actually have a 3rd business savings account for your cash reserve. And we're gonna talk about that a lot more later. But right now, we're doing a setup. Set it up, set it up, set it off, set it off, set it off. Sorry. Shame. Now it is diagram time. Now that we have our personal and our business incomes and expenses all separated, here is how our processes and our flow and our cash flow works. So you see the way that we have this all set up. Our business expenses and income are not touching our personal income and expenses. And you may be thinking, okay, so if I can't use the money I'm making from my business to buy my groceries or to pay my rent, then how am I getting paid? Like, how am I able to actually use the money that my business is generating? So now you're wondering how to pay yourself in your business, and you will have to watch the 2nd video in this series to figure that out. Cliffhanger. Love a good cliffhanger. Also, I just created and launched learnwitharcticsun.com. So this is a new website still connected with Arctic Sun where I will have blogs and any digital products and newsletters associated with these educational type of videos that I do about teaching how to run a business, teaching how to run a creative or an art business, teaching social media marketing, and these types of topics that we talk about, teaching art and painting tutorials and techniques. I'll have blogs about those types of topics on that website, and my main website, artxsun.com, will still be reserved for me selling my actual art and products. So y'all go to it, subscribe, put in your email so that you're notified when these blogs drop, when this information drops, when these digital resources drop, and also just so we can, stay in touch and stay connected.